Hey YouTube, it's 2T. This is the Doncaster video game market overview, review. Yeah, not a lot of pickups, so tell you that much. So yep, we were at Doncaster. Lizard Retro was in full effect, selling our wares, and I think by all accounts it was probably the busiest up until this point that I think any market's had ever been. It surely felt like it. And so yeah, I'm just going to run through a few odds and sods. I say a few, some of them are absolutely fucking awesome. I shouldn't really, that's doing everything a disservice. A few bits that I got given. The odd thing that I bought, which is hardly anything surprisingly, I know. And yeah, and just some odds and sods that I got from CEX, etc. So, I didn't have one yesterday at all. I was really good. Got offered a few beers, so many thanks to them people. But now I stayed off it. So what you may or may not realise, and I'm hoping this is going to be better quality, because I'll tell you what, this was the first absolutely amazing gift that I got given. I'm going to say this at the top of the show, and then I'll go into obviously the day and stuff like that, because I think this needs a little mini shout out on all its own. So as I say, hopefully this may look, in terms of visual quality, a lot better, because I am on Cojonesdeloro cam, Cojones cam, and yeah, the man is an absolute, is a nightmare basically, an absolute top bloke, great mate, but a freaking nightmare. So I'm officially in Daz's pocket now. He's only gone and gifted me his old camera, his old camcorder. I don't know what to say. Some people might be like, well, the other one was alright, this, that and the other. I had problems with it. The white balance kept going. I think a few videos back, some people might have realised that. I had to keep holding a bit of white card up to the lens for it to focus and get the white balance correct. Yeah, I had no mains power to it either, so I had to run everything off battery, so you've got limited battery life, and obviously the batteries don't last the longest. So now we're running off mains, I can run for 10 hours straight, but no, that's not the point. But yeah, the mad bastard's going to give me his old camcorder, which is leaps and bounds better than mine anyway, no doubt. But like I say, hopefully, and I'm pretty sure it will be, the quality will be, you know, far superior. It took me ages to get used to this bloody thing as well. God knows how many times I've attempted to record this. But Daz, absolute mate, I've sent you a message before and said it yesterday, but many thanks, man. Honestly, it absolutely blew me away. Because when Daz, he started doing his other channel, his vlogging channel, and he was very conscientious, you know, like camera, visual quality, audio quality, and all that kind of stuff. So he's obviously invested some money and bought himself a new camera, super duper, all singing, all dancing, you know, fucking Universal Sony Pictures quality. And I just sort of said to him, oh, what are you doing your old one? You know, put a bit of money back in his pocket to offset the cost, and you know, I'll get a slight upgrade to mine, which would do me. He said, oh, I'm going to keep it as a backup. And I thought, you know what, that's a sensible thing as well, because, you know, why wouldn't you? And he then turns up and gives me a Doncaster, his old one. So I hate you and I love you all in the same breath, mate. But honestly, many thanks. It's just, I know everyone bleeps on about it and fucking, you know, whines and, not whines, but, you know, sort of says the same thing. But the generosity of the YouTube people is unheard of. It's unparalleled. Yeah. Probably the best group of mates I've ever had. Anyway, so get that out of the way. So Doncaster. Now I want to say the RetroCollect video game market, but I think it's changed. Just bear with me, because I've got the other form. Because it confused me actually, but I think I may have worked out what's gone on. So it used to be the RetroCollect video game market, Doncaster Dome, that's how we know it. So when I stood yesterday, they had the form for, they're doing another one in August, and it's now called the video game market. And the guy who I thought was running it, although you booked, I was speaking to him via RetroCollect, it turns out I think it's Andy Brown from Replay Events, but the guy who owns Console Passion. So Console Passion and Replay Events, I think one of the same. I think Console Passion is just their sort of, I don't know what you call it, sell inside or whatever, which is why you always see Console Passion at Play Expos and stuff, because that's their store. But replay events, I think, is part owned or part run by Andy Brown or wherever it is. So it looks like they've gone into cahoots, merger or whatever you call it, with RetroCollect. So yeah, so it's not. Okay, I don't know if it's called the video game market or if it's called RetroCollect video game market, but I'm just going to call it RetroCollect video game market at Doncaster Dome. So I said it a few weeks back. You know, sort of the few videos that I've done last couple of months, you know, sort of bigged it up, and I think it lived up to the hype. I really do. I'm hoping everyone had a wonderful time and got some bargains. I think I looked after a few people. Them that asked, you know, I hadn't bought anything anyway. Had a bit of a giggle. You know, apologies guys, I would love to have sat down, had a beer and chewed the fat and, you know, had a crack and had to laugh and took the piss, but you can't do it. I mean, I don't think me and James went for a piss until about 1:30, because it was just relentless. It was a long old day. So, a very brief rundown from a sort of, you know, a seller's point of view. So yeah, I did put down my name as Lizard Retro, but they put my name on it. But yeah, we was trading under the Lizard Retro moniker, and yeah, early start, 4:15. So it was me, James, and Rob, and we had hoped to get into the table, but it was further away. So Rob had that one. So Rob was like a last minute addition. But Jesus Christ, did we need his help? So James, Savvy James, he had a massive cull. Obviously he's got a lot of import stuff, so he had a massive cull of that. You know, he's just been a few people are like Daz is, like Jay is. I think Alex, Nintendo Arcade, same, Dave, Retro Dave. You know, they're all on that sort of same level. I think they're just being very conscientious of space. So they just want the best stuff in there. You know, typical stuff that they want to have. Oh, and Craig's here again. I think but Craig's been doing that. He's got a warehouse full. It'd take him 10 years to do that. So yeah, James was sort of at that level, kind of, you know, trimming the filler, just keeping stuff he really wants. So he had, I mean, compared to last year, he had shit tons more. Me and him probably had about the same amount. Mine's obviously a lot more shit. He's just more quality stuff. Yeah, so we struggled. We would have struggled without Rob. So Rob was the knight in shining armour in his van, and I think Rob did all right. He was out on the razzle dazzle the night before, bless him. So he didn't have much sleep. But Rob, honestly, mate, you saved our bacon there big time. I know you made a few quid yourself, so all's well, all's good. So yeah, we had an early start. Hit the road. I didn't do any videoing, to be honest, lads and lasses, because there'd been loads of people going to do the videos, and to be honest, we weren't really in the position to be doing that. Yeah, it's a lot more. It's great fun in a weird sort of sadistic way, but it's hard work. And you don't realise how tiring it is. Me and Matt, Soffolk Retro, were sort of saying that people don't realise. You just turn up and it's all there. But yeah, it's quite fucking taxing on you. And it's not just the actual event; it's the whole build up to it, getting everything ready and stuff. We just do like James doesn't price anything up. So anyway, yeah. So like I say, it was me, Rob, and James. We had like one set table and another one that Rob manned on his own, which, you know, I think he did an absolutely outstanding job. But where we were initially booked in was next to Lewis, Hello Cool Games, him and Manda. So yeah, Lewis has a very professional setup, not like my ragtag fucking barbarian, fucking chuck it on there, car boot finds, get on there, have a dig, have a rummage. Some people like that. Actually, I speak to a few people, and they actually preferred that because they think there's hidden treasure in the boxes, and sometimes there is. There's the one guy, I don't know if he's watching this, I don't know, and I'm surprised no one found it earlier, but I did have in there a Shenmue Dreamcast, empty box with the manual, perfect, no cracks in it at all, and he was absolutely made up that he found that. I'm going to charge him £3 for it. He goes, that's the find of the day. So he was well chuffed. I said, there you go. So I'm absolutely gobsmacked no one dug that out. Some people like it, some people don't. Yeah, so we were next to Manda and Lewis, and who else was at the event? I'll just do who was at the event, as in like the sellers that, you know, I sort of chatted to and stuff. So we had Dana and Ant. They were part of, was it Retro Collective Europe or something? Dano, I'm not sure if he's, you know, he's a bit of an outcast. He always upsets some. But Ant was then, I think Ant sold everything bar, what was it, someone tell me, bar one system or something. He cleaned up, got rid of everything. So well done, pal. Well done, mate. So I've wrote a list of people that I can remember as best I can. So if I forget anybody, I do apologise. Retro Towers. Always see Retro Towers there. Top lad he is. Really nice lad. He's the one. The way to, if you don't remember Retro Towers, the actual stall, he always has big tubs of import Japanese loose carts. Famicom. Generally, yeah, he is Famicom. But he also does a lot of the flash carts. He's like the flash cart man. Lovely guy. I think he had a few Game Gear carts off me, for, donor carts. He wanted to obviously do some sort of Game Gear flash thing on them. I think that was it. I mean, he had all these other vendors there, like Saw Thumbs, Lee. I seen Gav from GGG. I think he was helping someone else to a stall. What's his guy's name? Jay. I think it's Jay and his dad. I don't know what the stall's called, but he's a sound lad. I think he's from up north somewhere as well, actually. Yeah, and Matt Soulfuck Metro, obviously, with his helpers, Russ and Paul. Fucking poor Matt. Honestly, I walked past. I think I'd just gone to the loo. I think I'd just come back, and then Matt was there, and he was doing something else, and I sort of said, "Oh, I've just been to Lucas. I've been busting." So where did the pair? Well, I don't know. So I said, "Look, I'll man the stall, mate. You go for a slash." And then Paul walks up with his coffee. He cracks me up, Paul does. Absolutely scream. He kept trying to wind me up because I said to him I need Madden 99 in Shadowgate, and he couldn't remember the name for Shadowgate, so he kept calling it Shadow Man. He's a fucking idiot. But yeah, poor Matt and he did the loo, and they were nowhere to be seen. They were just tossed to the wind. But yeah, it's a lot of work setting up. I think we got there about 7:15ish, and I think we were just about done. About 20 odd minutes to spare. Now, I couldn't remember. Someone remind me. Last year, did it start at 10 or did it start at 11? Because a few of us thought it. Well, I thought it was. I thought it was 10 o'clock, but a few people thought it was 11 last year. But I tell you what, it went quick. It really did went. So we didn't. Me and James couldn't go to the loo until about 1:30. James seemed to think it was less busy. What I might do is drop Andy Brown, all the guys at RetroCollect, a message, and just maybe find out what the actual traffic footfall was. And if I find out, I'll put it in the description or try and annotate it somewhere here. But yeah, I said to James, like, it might have been like last year. We were completely green. You know, we don't fucking have a clue what's going on. So it probably just seemed like there was just a wall of people. But I don't know. I mean, in terms of like people can say, "Oh, how much did you make?" You know, put it this way, enough for me to buy a Switch and pay off a few debts, which is what I think James was all about. What Lewis wanted to do as well. So there's a few people all had the same idea. You know, them are the sort of collectors. You know, we're not sort of traders, if you like. We're not doing this for a living. We're just doing it. Spin out all your shit, spin out all your doubles, and make coin a few quid, and it saves you fucking dealing with eBay. You know, that's the whole point of it all, and it gets everyone else a deal. So yeah, if anyone's ever sort of thinking about doing it, you know, just make sure you've got all you got to do, right, is make sure you've got enough to cover your standing fee, and then the obviously fuel costs. So the tables are 40 quid each, which some people might think, well, that's a bit expensive, but you sell a couple of games, you know, a system or two, you've covered just your standing fee. Yeah, me and James tend to sort of split it. I pay for the table, and he does the fuel and the running about, which I think works out all right. I hope it does. He hasn't said anything. And then with Rob, what I did, I paid half his table, but I just said to him, look, can you just sell a few of my bits? So what he sold for me, you know, obviously it helped him out. He made a bit of money, covered me, and I made a little bit of money, less the cost of the half the table. So all worked out. You just got to do the maths, guys. Yeah, and I would my point of view would be the best advice I would do is just price everything up. There's nothing worse than having people coming at you and not knowing what you want for stuff. But there we go. So yeah, I mean, like I say, we were there at 7 o'clock. It did take us a couple of hours, probably like 2 hours or so to set up, because you just got boxes of shit everywhere, and it's just like, oh, God. You've loaded it up, you've unloaded it, well, you packed it all up, then you've loaded it up, then you've unloaded it, then you've got to unpack it, and you're like, oh man. Telling how many beers yesterday, can't you? Absolutely gasping today. Right, so yeah, so doors opened, stampede ensued. Although it wasn't that much of a stampede actually. We were quite near the door. It did get warm. It did get warm. But I think if it had been at Leeds, everyone would have been baking alive. But like I say, Doncaster, it's a lot more ventilated. You know, ceiling's higher. But obviously, when you get thousands of bodies congregating to anywhere, it's gonna, you know, temperature's gonna go up. But yeah, it was. You could feel it when some of the doors opened at the back, and you feel the breeze. It's like, oh God, leave the door open. Yeah, so it was thick and fast. You know, got on with it, and then